Hi, I'm Tim Gray with a little bit of a public service announcement for photographers reminding you to get your analog photos digitized. I recently moved and in the process ran across many of my old slides, some of my negatives. I started with photography in high school primarily, doing black and white film photography, and then over the years captured a fair number of slides. Now, in fairness, I've been shooting digital for a long time and I have not shot film in quite a while. And so, by definition, these are my older photos. They're not all my best photos, but they're also important memories to me, and I want to preserve and protect them. In fact, I was recently reminded of the importance of protecting old photos when my uncle's house, which my great grandmother originally lived in, it's been in our family for over 100 years, and it was sadly destroyed by the recent fire in Pacific Palisades, California. And while they're still assessing the damage, I'm sure many, if not all, family photos that were stored there have been lost. And so it really rings true to me that the photos, getting these old photos digitized, in fact, an old picture of me. Yes, I was adorable on my bike, popping a wheelie. And in the background is my great grandmother's house that had most recently been my uncle's house that was destroyed. And so it just brings it home how important it is to get these old memories preserved, stored digitally where they can be backed up, etc. And there are, of course, a variety of options available for digitizing those old analog photos, prints, and slides and negatives. You can get a flatbed scanner, for example, to scan the images yourself. You can get a scanner for film, a slide scanner. These are starting to get a little more difficult to find. They're not as popular. There are not as many being manufactured as had once been the case in the earlier days of the transition to digital, but there are some options available. There are even adapters for your camera so that you can, for example, photograph slides directly with your digital camera. But I found in my case, it was a lot easier to let someone else do that scanning for me. And so I took advantage of a service from ScanMyPhotos to package up all of my slides, to put them into a box, go through and sort through the images that I really wanted to preserve, which was most of them, even though many of these not that great in terms of photography, but as I mentioned, memories from my earlier days of photography, memories that I wanted to preserve. And so I took advantage of the option from ScanMyPhotos to just put as many slides as I could fit into a box that they provided, ship it off to them, and then just wait a brief amount of time. And I mean really brief, because there's options to have your scans made the same day that your box is received. And so you could have your photos digitized in just a day or two. And the result was that I got my photos back. The original slides I had returned to me, but more importantly, I was able to get digital copies of all of those analog photos, complete with an option to download, to have the photos, the digital files shipped to me, and also to have a photo book printed. So I've got a reference of which images all of those are, which was fun to go through as well. And so now I feel much more comfortable with my old analog photos that they've been digitized so that now I can back them up and preserve them for the long term. So I certainly encourage you to take advantage of one of these options. ScanMyPhotos did a great job. I was very happy with their service. They do have an option, by the way. You can have the images scanned and saved as TIFF files if you want highest quality, or if, like me, they're really just older images that you want to preserve and you're not too worried about the print quality, for example, you can save them as JPEGs, where the image quality will still be fantastic, but there is a risk of a little bit of JPEG artifacts. So if you think you're going to be making prints of these photos, I would encourage you to save them as TIFFs, have them saved as TIFFs. And if you are just preserving those memories, then you could opt for JPEG. And there's a variety of other options you can take advantage of as well, including a discount code. If you use coupon code TIMGRAY, just all one word, use TIMGRAY as a coupon code. It won't work for every product. Some of the products will be discounted from time to time, but when a discount is available, you can apply that code of TIMGRAY to have it applied during checkout. So be sure to check out ScanMyPhotos. You can go to my website at timgrayphoto.com/scan to learn more about the services and the discount available from ScanMyPhotos. But regardless of how you go about it, I do strongly encourage you to get your analog photos converted to digital via scanning.